Hello guys, this is Arun from Guide Me team, and in this particular video we are going to discuss about the fundamental to write a program. In the previous videos we have discussed what is Java and how to set up the environment and how to install JDK and how to set the environmental variable and the basic syntax and other things. Okay, this particular video we are going to cover the following topics: class, modifiers, and syntax and declaration methods. Okay, so basically it's like the total concept is going to be how it is looks like, whether it is a class or a method or data types. Okay, so how we are going to create a class and create a method and how to declare a variable or and a data types. Okay, as usual I'm not going to use any IDEs. I'm going to use my JDevel, what to say, my text pad, or in your case it's a notepad. Okay, let me create a simple program. Okay, class and give me a second guys, class, and the class name I can name it like, okay, basic syntax. Okay, and important thing is this particular curly braces. These are the important things. Okay, this open and close parenthesis dedicated to the entire class. Okay, so the statements which is coming under this particular braces, it is belongs to the class, whether it is a method or it is a variable, it all belongs to the class. Okay, and like similarly for methods also we do have a open and close parenthesis, and that particular close and open parenthesis belongs to the method alone. Okay, so let's create our normal public static void main and see how it is used. Public static void main string AR. Okay, so this particular braces is representing the method. So whatever the statements which you are returning inside the method, it belongs to the method itself. If you want to access the statement, you need to access the methods. Okay, so this is very basics. Let's see what are the modifiers which I can use it in a class. Okay, because there's a condition. For example, I have lot of packages with me and I don't want to share with everyone. Okay, so we need to specify who can access my classes, or you can provide a limited privileges. Okay, so those things we can do it using modifiers. In the class level we can use three types of modifiers: public, and another one is abstract, and another one is final. When you use a public, it means this particular class can be accessed from, for example, I can put it in this way. Let me put a comment. Public. So this tells who can access. Okay, basically public, you simply say anyone can access. Okay, and another modifier for the class level, that is called abstract. Okay, abstract class, it contains abstract methods or it may not contain abstract methods. Okay, so the reason we have a abstract method, simply abstraction means it is holding some information. Okay, you cannot directly use it. If it is abstract class, you need to extend to other class and you need to implement the methods which is available in the abstract classes. Okay, those things will covered in a separate session, what is abstract and how we are declaring the abstract class and abstract methods and all that we have to discuss in a separate video, and other things also. So for now, abstract is a what to say in a simple words, abstract how can we explain in a simple words for abstract? Abstract is it's just like an interface. It contains methods, abstract methods. Okay, basically abstract classes you cannot be instantiated, as I said earlier. Okay, so it will provide the implementation. That means you can override the methods and you can write your own implementations. Okay, so you can simply say it will be, it is basically used for hiding the information. For example, what are the methods? You can use the method and you can implement it, you can write your own methods. Okay, you can still use the implementation, but you don't know what is exactly there in the abstract method, which is defined inside the abstract class. Okay, hiding, you can simply say hiding properties. Okay, and then final. Final is just direct opposite to abstract. In the case of abstract, you cannot instantiate the abstract class. So final is a restriction. Okay, no one can access the final class. It's independent to that particular class alone. Okay, nobody can access. Public can access anyone. Abstract you can implement and you can extend and you can use it. Final you cannot implement it. You cannot extend it to. Okay, it's an independent class. Okay, and the final keyword, it tells this particular class cannot be overridden or overridden by the subclasses. First of all, you cannot extend as final class. So basically it's a restriction for a class. Okay, these are the things which we used in the class level. So let me put it in a way here. Let me put it as a normal public class basic syntax and my public static void main. Here public is a keyword again. Okay, so is there a difference between the access modifiers for the classes and the methods? Yes, we do. So in class level we have very limited number of access modifiers, but in a method we have some other varieties of it. Okay, let me create a method. I don't want to use the method which you always use for here. Let me create my own method. Okay, string. It will return the string back, string and my name. So follow the standards and string name. Okay, and it will return hello Mr. appended with the name. For example, if my input is Arun, my outcome is hello Mr. Arun. Okay, okay, let me save it first. Okay, let me save it .java. Okay, let's talk. So what are the access modifiers I can use it in the method level? So this is class level. Let me provide something for method. So I'm too bad at typing. Okay, so method, let me tell you what are the access modifiers which is available for the method level. The first always be public and then private obviously and then static and then final and abstract. You can use abstract, but when you use the abstract method there is a restriction to it and there is some expiration also if you're creating a abstract method, that I'll tell you. Okay, and synchronized. Okay, public, the name, the based on the keyword itself you can literally identify what is the use of public. Public anyone can access. Okay, there is no restrictions to it. Okay, and private, it is private to the class and the particular package. Okay, if it is a private, privilege to access, come on, access by its own class or package. Okay, and static, what is static? Why do we need a static there? Static means the keyword itself saying it's static. You can access the method but not like a normal method. Static methods, you can use it for some specific scenarios. For example, we used to say uh, when you're returning a static method, it can accept only the static variables. Okay, and there is a separate session for it. We need to go through what is static and how to create a static method. All those things we are going to discuss. So static, and another important thing about static from non-static method you cannot access static methods directly, and also you cannot use non-static variables inside the static method. Okay, and basically it's non-static cannot access static. This is a magic thing, and it's pretty much it is used for memory management in Java. Okay, for example, if you have uh, two methods, one is static and another one is not static, non-static. Okay, so you cannot access the non-static field in a static method. Okay, so you need to create an object reference, or there are different ways to access the static method. Okay, and final, it's again the same thing. If once you created a method in a final, you cannot, as I said earlier, final from the keyword itself you can easily identify it cannot be overridden. It cannot be overridden. And you can write abstract methods, but there is a condition. In order to access the abstract methods, you need to have your class must be abstract. Okay, for example, if my string my name method is abstract, then my class name should be abstract. Okay, so you cannot create a abstract method inside a non-abstract class method, non-abstract class. Okay, so make sure whenever you create an abstract method, you must be careful. Your class should be a abstract class. Okay, and what else? Synchronized, we'll discuss it later because it's a big concept. It's basically used for threading areas, wherever we handle threads, where we need to specifically concentrate about the memory area, so there we are using synchronized methods. Okay, I want to comment it out. Anyway, in the end I'm going to compile the class to see the output. Okay, so we have identified what is the access modifiers for the class and as methods, and there is another important thing, the variables. Okay, similarly method for variables also we have the keywords for access modifiers. Again, I'm not going to explain in depth detailedly because it's pretty much similar like methods. So let me tell you what are the keywords first one is as usual public, anyone can access, and protected, and this thing protected, it can be accessed only this class. It's a kind of final, but this can be accessed inside the class wherever you want. Okay, and other thing is protected, and then as usual our private and static method can be accessed only the static variables can be accessed only the static methods. Okay, and our final, it cannot be overridden. So these are the main things, and there are two other types also, which is nothing but transient and volatile, and that is very in-depth concept, we don't want to discuss it here. Okay, so these are the major things. So as a beginner, before starting to write code in Java, you need to know what is access modifiers and how to write a class and how to write a method and how to declare a variable. We know how to write a class, we know how to write a method, but do we know how to create a variable, how to declare a variable? Define is different, declare is different. Okay, so let me clear these things. Let's go to the program. Okay, I have a method. Okay, and for example, I have a variable int I is equal to 0. So this is under my class level. So this is global variable. So any method can access this int I. And another thing is, if it is a global variable, you no need to declare it, you can simply define it. Okay, but in the case, for example, if it's a method int j equal to 10, this is proper way. But if you try to declare a variable inside a method, it will throw an error message, because if you want to use any variables inside the method, you need to declare it, or else you cannot use it. Okay, let me show you what will happen. Okay, let me put a simple SOP here. System dot out dot println. Okay, so begin. Let's save it. I saved it. Okay, let me compile it as usual. Java C space and basic syntax .java. It's take okay, it's compiled. So let me execute my basic syntax. So I don't have any issues, so my program is executed properly. Let's see. I'm going to print this I here. What will happen? I'm going to compile it again. What happened? Non-static variable cannot be referred from a static construct. This is what I am talking about, because this is my static method and this is my non-static variable. In order to, if you want to use any variables inside the static method, it should be static. Okay, that is the point. Okay, but you can do the same thing here. For example, what you can do is you can make it as a static. Okay, and go to command prompt and compile it again, and you won't see the error. Let's execute it. What happened? Nothing was printed. The reason, I don't have any values in my I variable. Let me put some value here and let me compile it again and execute. Okay, oh, it's not printing. Oh, that's my bad. Put F4 remote it. Okay, let me compile it again and I'll run it again. So what happened? 10. I got my data. Whatever is there declared in the global level variable, it is 10. Okay, and another thing, let me create a variable here. int j equal to, okay, let me declare, I don't want to sorry, let me define it here. I don't want to declare a variable here. Let's see what happened. So you got no compilation issues. I said it will not work. What happened? Begin 10. The reason why it is not throwing an error, 1 second. Okay, let me compile Java basic syntax, and I'm going to execute it. As I said earlier, it is not correct. But why am I not getting any errors? Because I didn't use the variable. Instead of I am going to use the j now. So it has to get compilation issue now. See, look at the error message. Variable j might not have been initialized. If it is a local variable, you have to initialize, or else it won't work. Let me put 20 here. Let's see what happened. Come on. Okay. So no compilation issues. I'm gonna execute it. Begin 20. So this is a simple thing. Okay. In order to global variable, you don't have to declare it. Just define. That is fine. But when you use it as a local variable, you need to make sure it has to be declared, or else when you use the variable, you will get a compilation issues. Okay, and that is fine. So you know how to create a class, how to create a method, and how to declare a variable, how to define a variable. Okay, define means a variable without data. Declaring a variable with data. Okay, so let me show you some other formats. Okay, char. Okay, it's equal to k. What happened? Let me compile it again. So I may not get any errors. Okay. Okay. So if it is a char, you need to declare it in the single colon. Okay. Let me declare a string. Guide. So I'm going to use L. Let's compile it again. Begin guide. So these are the things. Char values you need to be provided inside the single quotes, but string you need to provide inside the double quotes. It's nothing but string is a collection of char. Okay, and let's try something else. Float m is equal to 20. So float is defining the numbers. Okay, let's see what happened. So let me put it try to print the m here. Okay, let me compile it. Okay, let me execute it. So what is the value? 20.0. Okay, so float is defining the numbers, but still it is a decimal number. Okay, but in a Java standard, make sure you need to put f there. That means 20 and it's a float value. Okay, okay, so I don't have any compilation issues because you need to put f, because that is the standard actually. But the older versions you will get an error, but now the versions has been updated, so we don't get any errors there. Okay, same way, let me put it a double value here. Double is again it is defining the decimal number, and let's see what happened. 1 second, I think 20 should throw some error. Let me see what happened. 20.5. Yeah, that is the problem. I was shocked. Why? How come it is Next, the reason is float is defining the float variables. So when I put 20 and I didn't provide any f there, so it's considering it's an integer variable because float can accept integer values. So there is no decimal parameter here, so it doesn't throw any error messages. But when you use some decimal value, I got an error message because you need to define, you need to tell the compiler, and 20.5 is a float variable and this is the syntax for it. The decimal value with the f. See, it is working now. The similar way, you can use a double. Okay, double n 20.245, and you need to make sure you need to provide that syntax. This is nothing but 20.45, it's a value, and you need to tells the Java compiler, and it is a double value data. Okay, so I'm gonna print the n. Yes, I'm going to compile it again and I'm gonna execute it. Okay, 20.45. So like this, we have different types of float. You can use all primitive data types. Okay, so just try it and let me know if you have any clarification, and please don't use any Java IDEs. As a beginner, please try to use some text file editors. So when you're compiling it, you can identify the issue. Even in IDE, you can identify the issue, but identify, it tells you when you're writing the program itself, it tells you you have an error in your class name. Just modify it. But when you are using IDE, once the program is completely done, you are going to your command prompt and you will execute it. So then it will throw an error message. So you have to read out the error message, because in IDE it will automatically pop up the error message. So when you read the error message, it will register in our mind, so it won't last. Okay, leave me a comment and let me know if you guys have any clarifications, and please subscribe. Thank you.